All right, so Trump just dropped this kind of bombshell, if you want to call it that, on the UN and the WHO, basically as justification for them pulling their funding for them, which again, rightfully so. I'm going to start it with uh, everybody should pull their funding for the UN and the WHO. They're a corrupt organization. They deserve no funding whatsoever. They're basically, I mean, they're run by a communist. So again, they deserve no funding whatsoever. And the fact that Justin Trudeau just gave them another $850 million of your money, um, I don't think that there's anything you can possibly tell me that gets me more, um, in the easiest and the most simple way I can put it, mad. I want to put it in other ways, but I'm not going to say it. Than taking taxpayer money and giving it to a corrupt organization that is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people. How in the world can you not call someone who does that a flat out psychopath or sociopath? And I know there is a slight difference between the two, but how in the world can you not do that? Justin Trudeau gave them money. Like I say, I don't like harping on Justin Trudeau so much. I really wish um, that we could talk about other stuff a little bit more. But the fact that there is so many Canadians struggling right now, the fact that we're probably going to be in a Great Depression, in a month or two, this needs to be heard. And like I say too, I don't care about that kind of stuff. I'll harp on Justin Trudeau all day. If he wants to keep doing stuff like this, then he deserves every bit of criticism that he's getting. But it's like I say, Trump dropped this 4-page letter addressed to Dr. Tedros, who's the head of the WHO, I believe. And like I say, he's a communist. He I think he was the head, or he was pretty high up in the Ethiopian Communist Party. They were listed as a terrorist group by many countries, I believe. So yeah, people saying, "Oh no, no, that's a conspiracy theory." No, they were literally listed as a terrorist group by several countries, and he was a member of them. So again, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's just basic fact. Now, this is a 4-page letter, and I don't want to make this like a half hour, 45-minute video. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you want to read the whole thing, again, it's a very good read. So I do suggest it. Go check out Trump on Twitter. I believe it's his pinned tweet right now, which will be the first one that shows up. At least it was for me. If not, he put it out last night at 8:55 local time, so it'll be about a day old. So I'm going to read the first couple paragraphs that basically shows the main point of it. But like I say, there's a lot of points here, but the main points being the World Health Organization consistently ignored credible reports of the virus spreading in Wuhan in early December or even earlier, including reports from the Lancet Medical Journal. The WHO failed to independently investigate credible reports that conflicted directly with the Chinese government's official accounts, even those that came from sources within Wuhan itself. By no later than December 30th, the WHO office in Beijing knew that there was a major public health concern in Wuhan. Between December 26th and December 30th, China's media highlighted evidence of new virus emerging from Wuhan based on patient data sent to multiple Chinese um, genomics companies. Additionally, during this period, Dr. Zhang Zhizhang, director of the Hubei Provincial Hospital of Integrated Chinese and Western Medicine, told China's health authorities that a new virus was causing a novel disease that was at the time afflicting approximately 180 people. By the next day, Taiwanese authorities had communicated information to the WHO indicating human to human transmission of a new virus. Yet the WHO chose not to share any of its critical information with the rest of the world, probably for political reasons. Now, like I say, it is a 4-page letter, so I'm not going to read it all, but like I say, go check it out if you want. I strongly recommend reading it all. But the main points that why I wanted to read those first few things is that this confirms what I've been saying for a while now, what we've suspected for months now, that the WHO and China lied about it, the WHO covered up for them. And all the pain and suffering, again, this is the best way of putting it. All of the pain and suffering that's going on right now comes back to these guys. Um, And like I say, Justin Trudeau deserves a lot of criticism because they've continued to tout the WHO talking points that we know are conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theory is what the WHO has been perpetrating. The conspiracy theory is what Tam has been telling us. The conspiracy theory is what Hadu has been telling us. And they know this kind of stuff. People saying, "Oh, they're just making it up. Trump's just making this up." No, there were several credible, a lot of them not even American, intelligence agencies that have confirmed this. There are several mainstream media outlets that have, had people stake their reputation behind knowing this kind of stuff. So don't even think about playing the, oh, Trump is biased, so I don't believe him. No, this isn't Trump's opinion. If it was his opinion, he would just put it out in a regular old tweet. Why would you go to the bother of taking hours on end to make up a letter? And like I say, too, there's several. The Five Eyes Agency, which I believe Canada, I'm not sure 100% if they're a part of, but they're multiple countries are a part of that, and they agreed with this sentiment. There was Fox News had reports. Other news agencies have had intelligence that proves this kind of stuff. So, and the fact that I even have to go over that is absolutely insane. But the main point being here is that, like I say, all the pain and suffering going on right now is because these a-holes, China lied, the WHO covered up for them. That's why all this pain and suffering is going on, and the pain and suffering is not going to stop anytime soon. And for starters, I mean, it affects me directly, so I'm very, very upset about that in several ways. And I know a lot of people that it's affecting a lot. I know a lot of people who are having issues with depression right now. I know a lot of people who aren't working and don't know how they're going to pay their bills. I know a lot of people who are having issues, and not only that, I know there's a lot of people that I don't know that are well, not there's infinite amount more people that I don't know that are suffering. And like I say, I don't care where you are on the political spectrum. Nobody deserves to be suffering from this crap. Nobody deserves it, because if we would have taken it seriously and the WHO not lied to us, and like I say, Taiwan knew that they were lying. Taiwan knew that they were lying as early as what, late December, early January. So if we would have listened to them rather than the corrupt WHO UN run, and we know they're corrupt. We knew even before this that they were corrupt. So anybody taking them seriously is an idiot. Now, the reason why Justin Trudeau and all these people are so big on them is that they like the communism, they like the authoritarianism, and it's a good old boys club with them. Justin Trudeau makes them rich. They make Justin Trudeau rich. He gives them $850 million taxpayer money. China turns around and donates money to the Trudeau Foundation, which he siphons off a lot of that for himself. So that's why these people do this kind of stuff. And the fact that people aren't mad about this kind of stuff, wow. You get mad, like these people, they get up in arms about the smallest of issues, stuff that doesn't even affect them. And yet they're silent about stuff like this. We're going to be in the worst recession of pretty much anybody who's alive right now, his lives. We're going to be, most likely. Obviously, it's not 100% because, again, if I could predict things very accurately, I could make a lot of money. But this isn't just my opinion. This is pretty much every economist I've listened to and seen's predictions. Uh, and yet, like I say, nobody. I mean, not nobody, but a very large percent of the population uh, doesn't seem to care. It doesn't seem to care. And like I showed the poll this morning. On the poll this morning, there's still about 25% of the population that trust these people. How in the world can you trust, like, these people are so stupid. It's not even funny how stupid these people are. And it's like the old saying goes, like, think of how stupid the average person is, and then just imagine that half of them are stupider than that. And those are these kind of people. The half of them are stupider than that. These are the people, the 25% of people that still trust the UN. They're openly biased. It couldn't be any more obvious. It's right out in your face, and yet you can't even recognize it. It's literally elephant in the room levels of obvious. And I know I'm getting a little hyperbolic, or I wouldn't say hyperbolic, but a little passionate. But uh, if anything deserves passionate and to be reiterated, it's this kind of stuff. And like I said, I really can't stress that enough. I know probably 95% of the people watching this video fully on board, fully understand just how corrupt these idiots are, and recognize this kind of stuff. But it's the small percentage of people that don't realize that I'm trying to talk to. It's the friends and the family of the people that are watching this that are awake and actually know what's going on that I'm talking to. So I think that's what I guess what I should always point out, because I could sometimes sound critical of people when that's not what I'm intending. Whenever I criticize people on here, it's generally not the people that are watching this video. So I know that doesn't really make sense in a way, but I know that there is a small percentage of people that watch the videos. Usually they're just people that come across them that don't understand this kind of stuff and have no idea what's going on. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Like I said, the last thing here too is that the UN put out this stupid virtue signaling BS tweet yesterday, and it's like this stupid like pronoun crap, like a policeman, no, police officer, landlord, owner, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, and it's just this stupid virtue signaling crap. And like I say, Stefan Molyneux responds and he puts it perfectly. Please God, defund the UN. Hong Kong is being eaten alive by China, and these a-holes are playing communist word games. Like, who cares? We're having a arguably not a pandemic right now. Uh, we have a terrible, we have 25% unemployment right now, and we're worried about this crap. Save your virtue signaling gender neutral language BS for when we don't have 25% unemployment. There's issues that dwarf stuff like this. Nobody cares about your stupid gender neutral language, even when times are good, let alone when times are bad. So that's the last thing I wanted to point out in this video. But like I say, to sum it up, I've been saying for like a month now that we knew this stuff. We knew this stuff, and this is just confirmation of it. And like I say too, like I pointed out in the poll this morning, there's still about 25% of the population, assuming that poll is accurate, which it probably is, considering relatively accurate, considering there's over 100,000 people that responded to it. Um, there's still about 25% of the population that believes these lies. And like I say, it's lies that are right out in the open. It should be blatantly obvious. Like I say, elephant in the room levels of obvious, but yet these people still can't recognize it. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to make a video about this because it's a very important issue. And it's something that should be completely nonpartisan, that we can all agree on, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, that these idiots are why we're in the mess that we're in right now. But you have a very large percent of the population that are communist sympathizers, that just want to feel like they're on the winning team, that still believe these idiots. So, and again, that's why there's so much political animosity right now, and I think that the tensions between different political factions is only going to get worse coming out of this, because coming out of this, the economy is going to be very weak. We're going to have the left blame, oh, it's the right, it's capitalism's fault, it's socialism's fault, but in reality, it's clearly more socialism, because the people that caused this crap are communists. Communism and socialism are almost the same. There's slight differences, but not much. This isn't capitalism's fault. If we'd have had capitalism, we wouldn't have locked down the economy, and we wouldn't have had the doomsday wouldn't have come. Um, we would still have a decent economy. If we would have had capitalism, we wouldn't be funding these idiots. The virus probably never even would have got out of China, and if it did, it would have barely got out of China. So don't blame capitalism. That's such a farce. And these leftists, they ascribe every negative thing to capitalism too. And I know this is a bit of a tangent, but I wanted to point it out because I was watching a video the other day about how much trouble California is in right now. And the number one comment section in the video was a guy who he had a job where he interacted with people a lot. I forget what it was. Maybe it was like maybe it was definitely he was a mechanic, I believe, and he worked the front desk at a mechanic shop. And he talks to people, obviously California, he talked to people a lot, and inevitably politics comes up quite a bit. And he said that literally California, he said it in these words: California will blame capitalism until everybody's dead. and everybody's out of the state. That's just how dumbed down these people are, and that's like I say, that's where we're at in society. So, um, anyway, if I'm gonna leave it there. If you like the video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Check out my PayPal and email. I got linked in the description. I appreciate any donations, but at the very least, just hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And last couple things, as always, check me out on Twitter if you haven't already. Again, I just got Twitter, so check me out there. It's very important that we spread information too. Like the only way to counteract the CBCs of the world is to spread information. So check me out there. Check me out on BitChute. Again, everything's in the description, so you can find it all there.